Will they be waterproof? TBC. Nah, mate. Nah. There's a reason they're sitting on my desk. So, as some of you may have seen, last week I uploaded a video about these. These are a set of £40 Amazon special fog lights for the motorcycle. I was always a little bit concerned because the wiring is literally just, well, wiring. It's not. There's no relays. There isn't any proper shrouding or anything like that. Now, I will say the lights themselves are fantastic. They're really bright, they're really clear, they've got a good pattern on them, and they're solid. I mean, they're filthy, but these are pretty damn solid. So the biggest letdown on these is the electrics. So I fitted these quite, I'd like to think quite well to my girlfriend's bike, and the water must have ingressed somewhere in the system, and they just didn't want to work. When my girlfriend came home after like 2 or 3 days, she said a couple of things. The first thing she said was when they worked in the first couple of days, the traffic parted like the Red Sea, which is really good. It obviously means that she's being seen and they serve their purpose. But on the way home, it was raining, and for some reason they just didn't work. They started flickering. When she came back to her bike a couple of days later, they were on very dimly. Luckily, because they're LED, they didn't really drain the battery, but still not great. What I did following that is I ordered a load of waterproof taping, ordered some more heat shrink, and I ordered some sort of small junction boxes to get all the electrical connections in and try and hide them away. I spent an evening and the weekend just fitting that, which was okay, it seemed to work, but then I ran into another issue. Now, as you recall, the instructions were really pants. They were essentially saying, connect the battery cable to the switch, which then goes to one of the lights and then goes back to the battery. Didn't mention two at all. What I found is when you connect one of the lights to the switch, it works really well. When you connect the second light to the switch, two things can happen. Either both of the connections go in at the same time and they get this equal amount of voltage traveling through them, and then that goes to the switch and the lights work completely fine. But if, however, one of the bits of wiring has a better connection than the other one, say it's slightly further ahead or something like that, and that more of the wires connected, you get like a really weird, like one will come on and the other will flash, and then you press the switch again and that one will come on and this one will flash. And it's just like the connection was just really pants. I don't know what it was, but it's obviously the way it was wired. But I tried junction boxes. I've got these snap-in like connector things, which I tried, which like I make sure there wasn't one that was connected more than the other. And after maybe 2 hours of me fiddling around with these, trying to get them to work properly. Bear in mind these are dry as well. They're dry in the garage. I've cut out wiring. I've used new wiring. They just weren't playing ball, and it got to the point where I just thought, sod it, I'm done, fed up with this. Took them off the bike, and I'm going to send them back. It's such a shame because they, obviously being £40, are an absolute bargain. They look really nice, and this part is fantastic. It's just this that lets it down. The company emailed me and asked me for feedback, which is really nice. Like they asked me for like in-depth feedback about how they could improve the lights. That's nothing to do with me doing videos on them. It's nothing to do with that at all. It was just a customer service thing, which is really nice. I sent them a bit of a list of what I thought was wrong with the lights without sort of slating them too much, but I just said, this is wrong, the switch isn't waterproof, this isn't right, this could be better, needs more wiring, that kind of thing. But went into quite a lot of detail. They came back and said, thank you so much, we'll do our best to improve our production quality, which if they do that, and the next set of these lights that go out is up to scratch, then perfect. Like, credit where credit's due. If you're going to try and improve your product, and it's a cheap product, you know, there's like, you're not going to get a lot of R&D out of a set of 40 quid lights. So if they're going to do that, brilliant. But for the time being, they're just more hassle than they're worth. Does that mean you should go out and buy £250 manufacturer ones, or £250 Denali ones, or 400 quid BMW ones? No, I don't think you should. One of my subscribers has mentioned on the video that the link in the description works, but the product's no longer available, which is a real shame. So I'm going to see if I can find an equivalent, and I will be uploading a new video when we have an equivalent to see if they last. I won't bother doing a fitting video. I'll do a new video and a new link to the ones I'll be using. But my ones seem to work. After I got past that initial stage of hiding the wiring properly, they work completely fine. I've never had a problem with them. I can jet wash my bike and it's completely fine. I very rarely jet wash my bike, but they do survive if I jet wash it. You do get what you pay for. And obviously the ones that are around the £100 mark have a little bit more R&D going into them. They come with a little bit better wiring. Very short video today, but I thought I'd let you guys know. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.